All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my Learning from Pictures series. This is a class where you learn from pictures. That is to say, you expand your vocabulary and your powers of description by looking at real pictures from all over the world that have not been changed in any way. You might be surprised at what you're going to see. Before we begin, let me give everyone a chance to come in. I'm going to do a little introduction right now, and then we'll get started. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, in this class. By the way, let me, we're just getting some feedback. If I turn off your microphone for a second, it's just because we're getting a little bit of feedback from your connection, okay? By the way, if you click on the Verbling chat window, you'll see a link to my profile page, which in fact looks like this. And remember, you can go there to follow me on the bottom left, and you should get notifications of my upcoming classes. As well, you can book a private lesson or a package if you like. And there, I will work with you on creating a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals as soon as possible. So if you're interested, send me a message and I'll make sure that I have time for you in my schedule. And that's a little bit about me. Let's take a look at our class today as people are coming in. I'm going to get the material on screen for you in just a second. Give me just a second while this is loading. There we go. All right. Now, later on after the class, if you want a copy of this, I'll give you the link so that you can, if you like, review the pictures and remember the vocabulary. Okay? But for now, before I show you, let's actually see who's here and say hello to everyone. So, first person I saw come in was Mr. Radek. Hello, Radek. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you very well.
Fantastic. Great to see you. And then Mr. Jose Juan Garcia. Hello, Jose Juan.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, very good. So, is this your first time with me, Jose?
Yes, I think yes.
Yeah?
Possible.
Where are you from, Jose?
I'm from Spain. I live in Murcia. Murcia is a city tourist of Spain. Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to hear you. The sound is cutting out. So you said you lived in which city?
Yes, I live in Murcia.
Murcia.
Is a small mid-city, city in the south of Spain.
In the south of Spain.
Yes.
In the south of Spain. Okay, very good. You're not too far from me. I'm in Lisbon, in Portugal. Not so far. Okay, and what do you like to be called? Do you like to be called Jose? Jose Juan? Juan? What do you like to be called?
For me, it's the same. If you prefer Jose, or if you prefer Jose Juan, it's the same for me.
Well, I'm going to call you Jose Juan because we have another Jose in the classroom.
Okay.
Okay? Let me see. Also, let's say hello to Mr. Dennis. Dennis Troika. There's an interesting name. Hello, Dennis. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine.
And where are you from, Dennis?
I'm from Cyber. Russia.
You're from Russia? I couldn't hear the first part.
Russia. Cyber.
You know, let me just turn off Arnaud, I'm just going to turn off your microphone for just a second because we're getting a lot of noise, okay? So you can turn it on in just a moment. You said you're from Siberia, Dennis?
Yes, Siberia.
Got it. Is your last name really Troika? Because Troika is very famous here in Portugal because of the Troika agreements. Is that really a last name in Russia, Troika?
My name is Dennis. Dennis. Troika is nickname.
Nickname. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. All right. Great to have you here. And Mr. David D. Hello, David. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good. Very good, David. And that's a very nice tree, by the way. Very nice tree. What's the story behind that tree?
There's no story, but you can make up one if you want to.
I want you to make up the story. Is that
Well,
a-
I think tree means a lot of things for many people. In my case, I think it means, life, and means power, it means energy, nature, take care of nature, So there's a lot of things going on behind a tree. So
Excellent.
So you name it. That's what I say. You create your own story. Go ahead, make it up.
All right. I thought you were going to say that's where I live. That's my house. I live on the top branch.
I wish I could, but it's not possible.
It would be nice, though. It would be. Let me also say hello to Mr. Arnaud. Hello, Arnaud. How are you? You can turn your mic back on now. Arnaud, turn your microphone back on at the top of the screen, at the very top. Okay?
Yeah. Hello, John-Eric.
Hello, Arnaud. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And where do you live? Where are you from, Arnaud?
I live in France now.
France is a big country. Whereabouts?
Paris.
You're in Paris, yeah?
Yes, Paris.
Okay, excellent. Nice to have you. And welcome back, our esteemed regulars, Mr. Jose, not Jose Juan, but Jose. How are you?
Couldn't be better.
Very good. And
How
Mr.
are you?
I couldn't be better either. And Mr. Vicente, how are you today?
I am fine, thank you very much.
Excellent. Oh, look at this, and we got Hajar as well. We got a full house. Excellent. Hello, Hajar. Welcome back.
Hello, teacher.
Nice to see you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. How are you?
Excellent. Couldn't be better, as I was just saying to Jose. I couldn't possibly be better. So listen, everyone. We're going to get started. Here's how this works. I'm going to show you a photo, or perhaps more than one. You're going to know absolutely nothing about it. So you're going to try to discover what's really going on by describing it. But I think today we're going to try to make this a little more challenging. Normally what I do is I have you describe it, and I take some notes, and I give you a corrected version back. And I ask you to use that in the future so that you can sort of learn from it. Compare the before and the after and test yourself. Well, I think we're going to do it slightly differently today. I think what we're going to do is you're going to challenge each other to describe what you see in different ways. So, in the past, I've given you a set of questions which are meant to go from the most superficial to the deepest level of description. And here they are in the chat window. Here are some examples. If you look in the VerbLink chat, oh, did that work? Wait a second, that didn't work. Let's try this again. Ah, there we go. There we go. So if you look in the VerbLink chat, you can see 6 questions. At the lowest level, we have knowledge questions. For example, what items of people can you name with the vocabulary that you know? Using your knowledge of English, what can you indicate in the picture? Like you're pointing. The next higher level skill is comprehension. What's happening in the picture? You don't have to ask these precise questions, but what I want you to do is challenge each other by asking a question in that category to the next person to force them to look at the picture in a different way. As we go up the scale, you have application. One example of an application question is, could you write a caption for this in a newspaper. Imagine this picture was in a newspaper. What would it say? What would be written in the caption underneath? How would you give context to it? As we go further, you have the analysis question. Where do you think people are? Why do you think they're there? These last three, they're almost the same. These just mean that you have to use a higher level of thinking. Analysis, synthesis, evaluation. For any of you who studied psychology, you'll recognize this. This comes from Bloom's taxonomy, which is a psychological idea, meaning that you have a base level, I should go down here, a base level of knowledge where you can name things. And as you go up the taxonomy is basically a fancy list. Yep, that's it, Bloom's taxonomy. As you go up, you go to higher levels of thinking that require more and more thought, not just indicating, but actually using your own experience and your own knowledge to talk about what you see. So, we're probably only going to ask 4 of those 6 questions, but we are going to start with the knowledge, then go to comprehension, then application, and then one of those last 3. But instead of me asking the questions, I'm going to ask you to ask one of those to your partner. Let's try it out. Let's try it out together, okay? So we're going to start with people who have done this before, because you know the ropes, and the rest of you, after watching once or twice, then you're going to join in. I'll call on you to ask the question to your partner. Let's get started. Here we go. Our very first picture. By the way, none of these are photoshopped. These are all real pictures from the archives. Okay. Our first picture is for Mr. Awesome, Mr. Jose. And Jose, I'm going to ask you the first question. It's, what can you name with the vocabulary that you know? Look at this picture and tell me, what can you name? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Yes, I see a lot of people. These people are wearing traditional clothes. I think this picture was taken a long time ago, because the kind of clothes that they are wearing, to me, apparently are very old. Are not fashionable clothes. In the middle of the picture, I see a big beer.
A big beer? Cerveza?
No, a big bear. A big bear.
A big bear.
A big bear. A big bear. It could be a person who has this guy said, because he appears a big bear. In the size of the photography, I see two people that they are wearing all the clothes, and her hat. One of them are wearing a hat. I are wearing a hat, a big hat. I don't know the name of this kind of hat.
Oh, right. I got you. Yeah. Okay, we'll go over that in just a second. One of them is wearing a big hat. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to just give you, there's what you said, or what I heard.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to discuss this as a group in just a second. You're each going to have a chance to ask a question to your partner. At the end, we're going to discuss it. Then we're going to find out what's really going on. In this particular picture, I've got more than one of this situation. We're going to look at least 2 others, which are interesting. But first, let me just give a little bit of feedback there. I see a lot of people, you said, these people are wearing traditional clothes. are they wearing traditional clothes? I wonder if traditional is the right word. Traditional for what? They're wearing maybe formal clothes,
Formal clothes. Okay.
right?
Yes,
Or
right.
or maybe they're all dressed up. Another way to say it. They're all dressed up. You'll see this in just a second. I think this picture was taken a long time ago because you said because the kind of clothes. It should be because of the kind of clothes they're wearing. Instead of saying they are wearing, say they're wearing. There. Make sure that you're using contractions
Okay.
because they're wearing. They
They're
are not.
wearing.
They are not fashionable. You mean that they're not fashionable for today, to be more clear.
Okay, for today, yes. For this time.
In the middle of the picture, I see a big bear. Not
Bear.
here.
No,
Bear.
bear. Yes.
Yeah. And then you said in the sides, but it should be on the sides of the
On the side.
not of the photography, but of the photograph. Photograph. The
Okay.
two people, they're wearing old hats. One is wearing a big hat. Okay, there's the correction.
Okay.
Okay, read through it. Just make sure that it's clear. Quick.
Yes. I see a lot of people. These people are wearing formal clothes, or maybe they're all dressed up. I think this picture was taken a long time ago because of the kind of clothes they're wearing. They are not fashionable for today. In the middle of the picture, I see a big bear. On the side of the photograph, I see two people. They are wearing old clothes. One of them is wearing a big hat.
Very good, very good. Better pronunciation
Okay.
too. Hey, does anyone know what those big hats are called?
Tall hats.
Not a tall hat. Close. Not a tall hat.
Is that a tall hat?
Not a tall hat. A
Okay.
top hat. They're called top hats.
Oh, top hat.
A top hat, like Abraham Lincoln would
Top
wear
hat.
a
Okay.
top hat. And it's formal wear. Even the bear's got a top hat. Who knew? Jose, you're going to pick someone from class and you're going to ask them a comprehension question. And they're
Yes.
going to use that to describe what they see.
For example, David.
David, excellent. And what's the comprehension question you're going to ask him to think about? Remember, comprehension questions are about the situation, not just about what you see.
What, David? What is happening in the photo?
Yeah.
Well,
What is really happening, we should say.
What is really happening in the photo?
I think it's a celebration. I will title this photo like some people get Santa Claus, others get a polar bear. So I think there's a big celebration. Maybe it's the holidays, some kind of holiday in the winter time, and these people are very happy. They have this fantastic character, a polar bear, who comes to visit them every time. For this special holiday, and they drink, they dance, people get together. The whole community creates a big party for everybody, a lot of food. So they all have fun, they all dress up. It's a huge holiday in Siberia. So that's what's happening here.
It's a huge holiday in Siberia. Oh, we have someone from Siberia, so we can find out if that's true.
Oops, maybe.
It's a huge holiday in Siberia. Let's ask our expert. Mr. Denis. Denis? Привет, Denis.
Привет.
Is this true? In Siberia, you celebrate with polar bears?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, that's so disappointing. I was hoping this was true.
Yeah, maybe you should start this trend.
Siberia is very, very cool. Very cool.
You mean it's too cold for polar bears? It's so cold that the polar bears don't even like it?
No. don't like it.
Polar bears don't like it. Okay, very good. By the way, David or David,
Yes.
you were talking so fast I couldn't write everything down, but I will make one little bit of feedback for you.
Okay.
Because you're talking about the picture, you don't have to use the future tense. Instead of saying they will drink, they will dance, you could say they drink, they dance, and they celebrate. Because it's a picture and it's about a holidays, which means that it's probably a regular thing that they do. So maybe instead of using will, just use the present simple. Okay, but very good job.
Thank you.
And David, let's ask Dennis, since we were talking to him. I want you to go up the scale now. We're going to ask him not a knowledge question of English or a comprehension question, but an application question. That means that you have to apply this picture to another situation. For example, the example I gave was, what if it was in a newspaper? What would it say? So you got to think of a situation where you would see this picture and ask him to describe it in that context. Okay? And I'm going to do one more thing for you, David. I'm going to give you another version of the picture. So this is the group picture.
Right.
And here's another.
Yes, I still believe it's in Siberia.
It's still Siberia. In the summer, maybe.
In the summer.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So what can you ask? Think about this picture. What can you ask Dennis to talk about?
And it should have to be application, right?
You got to apply this picture to another context.
Cool.
My example is a newspaper picture, but think about where you can find this picture.
Yes. Okay. So his name is Hadir?
No, it's Dennis.
Oh, Dennis. Sorry, Dennis. What do you think Americans will think of this picture if it's in for example, it's in one of the main newspapers, like the Miami. Well, Miami is not so famous, but probably the New York Times. What do you think people will think about this picture?
Let me see if I got your question right. What do you think Americans would think if this was
picture is published in the New York Times?
Okay, very good. So this is a cultural question.
Yeah.
Let's find out what Dennis thinks.
Yeah, let's find out.
About polar bears and about Americans.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Go for it, Dennis. If you like, you can compare what Russians would think to what Americans would think. You can start with your own reaction, if you like. So start with your own reaction. If you saw this on the front page of the paper, what would your reaction be?
This reaction.
What would your reaction be? How would you feel if you open the newspaper and this is the picture on the front?
This is an interesting thing.
Excellent. So your reaction would be that this is very interesting.
Very interesting.
Excellent. How would Russians react? Would all Russians react in the same way? They'd be curious?
Russian.
So people in Siberia, people in Moscow, people in St. Petersburg, would they all have the same reaction, or would they have different reactions?
If will be reaction, if will be Russian reaction.
The reaction would be, yeah?
Surprised.
Surprised. Okay, very good. So, we'll say that all Russians would be surprised, probably. Okay? We've got some vocabulary for you in the window, Dennis. This is very interesting. Curious. My reaction would be curious. I would be curious. All Russians would probably be surprised. What about if this was in the New York Times? What would an American sitting on the beach in Miami, what would his reaction be, do you think? Because that was David's original question. So what would an American think if he saw this photo? You think he would also be surprised? What do you think, Dennis? Would an American be surprised just like a Russian? Or for America, this is perfectly normal?
American is normal. I do.
For an American, let's say it like this, Dennis. For an American,
For man.
for an American, this
this
is normal.
this is normal.
You know what, Dennis? I'm American, and I can tell you, you might be right. This kind of reminds me of being back in New York. I saw this thing every day. Okay, very good, very good. Dennis, I want you to pick one person in the room who has not spoken, and I want you to ask an opinion question. Okay? You create the question. They're going to answer the question to describe the photo. But I'm going to give you one final new version of the photo. So we saw the group photo. We saw the beach photo. Oh, actually, I've got two more. Now we saw the bear with the puppy. Okay, now you have another photo which gives you a little bit more information to try to figure out what's really going on. Okay? So Dennis, choose a person who hasn't spoken and ask them a question about any of the photos we've seen so far. Remember, our ultimate goal is to try to find out the truth. Okay? Go for it, Dennis. Who do you choose? Okay, so first pick a person in the class who has not spoken. Okay, Dennis? Choose a person.
It is difficult for me.
Okay, so look, let's go with Jose Juan. Are you there, Jose Juan? Jose Juan, are you out there?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Okay, Dennis, I want you to create one question about either of the pictures on the screen. The question is your decision. Whatever detail or whatever question you would like is perfectly okay. Okay, so you try it, and then Juan is going to use that to talk about his opinion and what he sees. Give it a try, Dennis, and I'll help you if you need help. So questions, go for it. Yeah.
Joan, what do you think picture?
What do you think of the picture?
Yes, Joan, what do you think of the picture?
Okay, if you're asking about opinion, what do you think of the picture or pictures, then the question...
Pictures. Yes, pictures.
That's it. Good. Let's take a look at the question. There it is. What do you think of the pictures? So, Juan, this is your chance to talk about your opinion. What do you think?
Okay, thank you. Yes, first, I think this bear is very famous because you can see him in all photographs. and then in the second time about this photograph. I think it's possible this bear was a friend of the Nazis, because in the second photograph you can see the bear with two soldiers, Nazi soldiers.
What's the last word?
Yes.
The last word you said. The bear is a friend of the soldiers. The
Yes, I don't know, but in the second photograph, I think you can see the photograph. Sorry, the bear is possible fans of the Nazis, of the soldiers Nazi, because in this photograph is
Nazis.
well, I think it's soldiers Nazi
Ah,
soldier, the cap, but
interesting.
yeah, the hat, yes, and
That makes it a Nazi bear.
it's possible, but it's just surprise for me. But well, he knew. I don't know. And what more? For example, in the first photograph, you can see the bear in the beach with a dog in his hands. Yes, it's possible in the first picture is summer, and in the second picture is winter, because in the second picture you can see snow in the floor, and in the first picture the bear is in the beach and the people is in the sea. They don't know more, John Eric.
Okay, good. That's a good start. So let me give you a little feedback before we go on, okay? And then I'm going to show you what the real picture, what it's really of. Yes. You said, I think this bear is very famous. I agree. I think you're right. You can see him in all photographs. Not in all photographs, but in all. It's better to say in every photograph. Okay. In every photograph. Or you could say in all the photographs. So there's two ways to say it. Maybe every is a little easier. Either every photograph or all the photographs. And then you said in the second time, I think it is possible this bear. I might have misunderstood that. In the second time, I think you meant to say in the second one, meaning the second photograph. In the second one, I think it's possible this bear is a friend of the soldiers, Nazi soldiers. In the first photograph, you can see the bear on the beach with a dog in his hands. Not his hands, but the dog in his... Well, the dog's in his arms.
Okay.
Right? But also, remember, bears don't have hands.
Yes,
bears have paws, not hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a correction for you. Everything I just said is there below the first text. So you've got the before and the after. Okay, very good. Let's find out what's really going on. Here is one last picture. Maybe this picture gives away the truth.
Yeah.
So I think, let's see if we can find out what's going on. Let's go back to, let's see, Mr. Vicente. Do you think you could read the caption for us at the bottom of the photograph? Can you see it at the bottom?
Yes, Herman's posing with Safe, a mascot for Fanta, the carbonated soda invented in Germany during the World War II to make up
World War II?
World War II to make up for the shortage of Coca-Cola.
Wow. So you're looking at Stafe. I don't know how to speak German. I don't know, it's Stafe or Stafe. Stafe, I guess. Is that right? Steve, the Fanta Cola bear. So think about it. We were at war with Germany, we meaning the West, the United States. Therefore, we were not allowed to trade with Germany. Therefore, we didn't give them any Coca-Cola. So we invented another brand called Fanta. That's right. Coca-Cola invented another brand to sell just to Nazi Germany to keep making money. And here you have a young Aryan girl sitting on the lap of the Fanta bear, Steve. Does that surprise you? Is that what you expected? So this is not Siberia, everyone. Not Siberia. Okay, excellent job. Mr. Vicente, we're going to keep going with you for our second picture, and then you are going to go around asking the next person, and so on. So we're going to get all the people that haven't spoken so far. Mr. Vicente, what do you see in this picture?
There is a woman, I think in the hairdresser, with
interesting.
perhaps is in the 20s.
Okay.
Because it's an old picture, and in his head,
on her head,
she had a I don't know the name, machine. Special machine for his head.
She has a special machine. Okay.
Yes, and I don't see anymore.
Okay. Okay, good. So we have a woman, perhaps in the 20s,
yes,
maybe
20s.
1920s, and on her
20s.
head she has a special machine. Okay, Vicente, yes. You're going to ask a comprehension question to Mr. Radek. Comprehension question is not about what you see in the photo, but it's more about the situation. Okay?
Okay. Hello, Radek. What do you think about this picture?
What do you think about this picture? You mean what's his opinion?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about this picture, Radek? Your opinion about it. How does it make you feel? Oh, your mic is not working? Uh-oh. So, Radek, if you like, you can write your answer. Don't worry, Radek. If you like, you can write your answer in the chat window, okay? And then I'll give you a correction. Okay. But in the meantime, let's get another speaker. So let's take that question and let's go to Mr. Arnaud. Arnaud.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask a slightly different question, so it's not the same as Radek's. If you saw this in the front page of the newspaper, in what's the paper in Paris that everyone reads?
L'Express, for example.
Oh, okay, Express.
Yeah.
I was going to say Libération.
Oh, Le Monde.
Le Monde.
Le Monde.
You open today's copy of Le Monde and you see this picture. It's bigger than all the other pictures. Right? What's your reaction?
My reaction will be very interesting, very weird.
In the paper. Okay. And Cecilia says that it's in vogue. Yeah, it could be. Maybe it's in vogue. And what would you think was the situation then if you saw this? Would you think this is fashion? Would you think it's torture?
Both of them. I think it's. I will think it's fashion because it's the machine looks like a helmet.
Huh? Are helmets fashionable in Paris these days? No?
No,
Oh.
not really.
Oh, okay. So why would you think it's about fashion? Because it looks like a helmet.
Oh, because the woman looks like looks like pretty with hair very very nice.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yep. So when you say very nice, you mean that she has her hair styled.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So this seems to have something to do with fashion. Okay, very good. Let me give you a little bit of feedback, Arnaud, as well. So you said, I will think it's fashion. But here, when you're talking in the present, instead of will, we'll say would. I would think. Even though it seems like the past, it's not. It's how we speculate about the present. I would think it's fashion, or even better, it's fashion related, because the machine looks like a helmet. Maybe to be more clear, a helmet that that could do, I don't know, something to her hair, I suppose. To be clear, I think you mean that it's some kind of device for her hair, and the woman looks like her hair has been styled.
Okay.
Looks like her hair has been styled. Okay, so there's some feedback for you. One thing that you could do is take the before and the after.
Yes.
Put them in your notes. Look at the before version tomorrow. Try to remember the corrections. Look at the after. See how many corrections you could remember. A little trick to get some of those new vocabulary words into your memory. Okay, very good, very good. And Radek, if you have a text for me, just post it in the chat window, and I'll be happy to correct it too. Mr. Arnaud, you're going to pick a person who hasn't spoken yet. So who has not spoken? We've got Hajar and Ale have not spoken yet. And you're going to ask, in this case, an application question, because we did knowledge, like what do you see? We did comprehension, what's really happening. The application is, imagine a different context for this photo. I gave you a newspaper, right? So that's an example. What could a caption say in the newspaper? Think about a place this picture could be applied to, and ask them about that. That's your application question. Okay, if you're not exactly sure how to do it, then just go with any question you like. There's no right or wrong. Okay, so let's go with Hajar, because she's been here for a while without speaking. Okay, you're going to direct your question to Hajar. Arnaud.
Okay. I'm not sure that I'm understand correctly the question that I need to use. Can I use the question that you used earlier? What one sentence caption will you write?
Go for it. So what's the question for her? What one sentence?
Yeah, caption will you write?
Will or would?
What one sentence caption would you write?
Would you write? I heard will. Yeah. Would you write?
Yeah. Would you write?
If this was where? If this was. What one sentence caption would you write if this was where? In what context? If you saw this photo where? Or no?
For example, in Le Monde, French newspaper.
Okay, we'll go within the newspaper, because I don't know if Hajar reads Le Monde. Maybe she does. Okay, Hajar, there you go. There's your task. What one sentence caption would you write if this was in the newspaper? You have to give context to this picture. What would you write? First of all, do you know what I mean by caption? Do you know what a caption is?
What is the situation?
The situation is, in a newspaper, you have a little bit of text underneath a picture. that explains or gives some kind of information, helps us understand the picture. Usually that text is not just information. It's usually there to grab our attention. What caption, the name of the text is caption, what caption could you write for this picture in a newspaper? Have you ever seen it? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The strange picture in the world.
It is a strange picture. So if this was in a newspaper,
Yeah.
what information would be underneath the picture to help the readers understand it? Use your imagination now.
Okay. The new metal for make your hair.
Very good. The new method for doing, not making, for doing your hair. Excellent. There is your caption. Notice we have to say do, not make.
Okay.
For doing your hair. And Cecile is going back to Le Mans. Revolutionary neuron vacuum. Oh my God. I don't know if it's a vacuum. Could be, maybe. You want to find out what it really is? Shall we? Hajar, can you read the title at the bottom of the screen?
Yes. In the 1989, a woman sits under a chrome planet hair dryer.
Almost. 1928.
1928.
Exactly. Chrome-plated hair dryer. So, Hajar,
Yes.
your guess was actually pretty close. It was a new method for doing your hair. This is a hair dryer from 1928.
Yeah.
Is this what your hair dryer looks like at home, Hajar?
No.
No? Oh my goodness. I guess we don't use Chrome today. There you go. Excellent. Let's give you a chance to do some describing as well. Ale looks like he disappeared, so we're going to stick on you. Then we're going to go back to Jose and then David as well. So, Hajar, what do you see in this picture?
I see children, one child and mini crocodile in the river.
Ah, very good. So I see a child, not a children. I see a child.
Yes, a child.
And many crocodiles in the river. It's hard to tell. Is that a river? It's hard to say. The reason I wonder if it's a river is because I don't see any plants or trees around it. I'm not sure if it's a river. Okay?
Okay.
Hajar, I want you to think of one question you can ask about this picture, and I want you to ask it to Jose. Okay? Whatever question comes to mind, I want you to direct that question to Jose. He's going to answer it for you by using his imagination.
Where this picture is picked?
Where or when? I'm sorry.
When?
When? When was this picture taken? Like this, Hajar.
And this picture was taken 15 years ago. To me,
15? Really? Okay.
yes.
The year 2000?
I made up.
Oh, okay.
Yes. To me, it is a sort of advertisement. This advertisement try to show the attention of the public. This advertisement tries to show that the child won't be near to the crocodile because the crocodiles are very dangerous. They have a powerful
Mouth.
mouth. They have a powerful mouth.
Okay, very good. So is this like, you mean this is like a warning for parents?
Yes,
Ah,
yes. This advertisement is a kind of a warning to the parents.
okay, good, good, good. Let me make a correction here.
Okay,
It's a sort of advertisement. Instead of saying advertisement, then because advertisement is to sell something. You mean it's a sort of, we call this public service announcement. It's a sort of public service announcement. The ad
okay,
tries to show that children, because it's for the public, so children may wander near crocodiles and get hurt. Or maybe instead of show, maybe we should say the ad tries to warn parents. It's even better. Tries to warn parents that children may wander near crocodiles and get hurt. Okay? So two changes I would make.
okay,
Public service announcement instead of ad, and warn instead of show.
okay.
Okay, very good, very good. Jose, let's see, how much time do we
Yes.
have? Actually, wait, before we talk about this. So, what do the rest of you think? Is this a public service announcement warning parents about the dangers of crocodiles? Class, what do you think?
I think it could also be the a picture that shows droughts. Some places like there must be the river and there's no water, and that's what the alligators are all over the place because of the drought, I guess.
Ah, okay.
The severe drought in an area, for example.
Right. Could be, could be. I don't know. They're all staring at the girl, though. Well, the ones that are coming out are staring at her.
Well, yeah, they are hungry.
This is about the dangers of children and droughts. Could be. Okay, interesting. Any other opinions before I reveal the truth? David says, sometimes you're David, sometimes you're David. David says, this is a showing about droughts. The alligators they're trying to find a place to be because of the drought. Any other ideas? No, really? Oh my goodness. Radek, is your mic working now?
It's working.
Fantastic. When do you think this picture was taken?
I think that crocodiles have not teeth.
They have no teeth? Really?
Yes.
Oh
maybe.
my God.
It's maybe toys for children.
Oh, you mean these crocodiles have no teeth?
Yes, yes.
Ah, got it, got it. So these crocodiles, maybe these are toys. Maybe this is an ad. Maybe it's an ad for crocodile toys.
Yes. It's crazy, of course.
Maybe this is an ad. Cecile says, how to get rid of your children. Of course. This is an ad from Child Protection that helps you get rid of unwanted children. Maybe. Radek, I want you to read the title, the caption.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Bottom.
1920 years. The California Alligator Park.
These are not crocodiles. They are alligators. Dimitri, you're right. It's a kind of a zoo. It's the Alligator Park in 1920. Let me ask you a question. In 2015, do you think people or kids under the age of She looks like she's about, what, 4 years old or 3? Do you think you could get this close to real alligators in 2015?
2000.
In 2015, this year, could you
Yes,
put
yes.
could you put your 3-year-old kid inside the alligator pit? Is it possible these days?
Yes, it's possible.
Really? Oh my God.
No.
Not in a million years. Never. This is a real picture from a real, not a zoo, an alligator park, a kind of a refuge, a zoo, but you're supposed to see the alligators. But in 1920, for some reason, safety was not what it is today.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe this is what they used to feed alligators back in the 1920s. I'm not sure.
Yeah, with the bad children, they just throw them away to the alligators.
Oh, I see. This is for all the bad kids.
The naughty kids.
Right. When the Christmas bear, the Siberian Christmas bear came and you were bad, you had to go to Alligator Park. I think that's it. I think that's it. Excellent. All right. I've got one more for you. We'll do this one as a group. Okay? So let's see. We're back to Mr. Vicente, I think, is where we left off. Mr. Vicente?
Yes.
Tell me what you see in this picture. Anything unusual?
No, it's unusual. I think it's the rain have a jump.
It's not Photoshop. It's real.
Can't stop and
couldn't stop
and have an accident.
Yeah. but the only question is why is it on the second floor? That's what I can't figure out. Mr. Arnaud, does this look familiar to you at all?
Yes, sure. And I think I can say where it comes from.
You can say where it is?
Yes, I can say where it is.
Tell us, where is it?
It seems to be in France.
It does.
In Paris.
Specifically in Paris.
Yeah.
Specifically, can you see what's written on the building?
Sorry?
Can you see the what's written on the side of the building?
What's written?
Yeah, the text that's written on the building.
It's the last word of Montparnasse.
It's Montparnasse.
Yeah.
What do you think happened in Montparnasse? What's in Montparnasse? What kind of building is this?
Montparnasse, it's a Paris area, and it's the name of one of the biggest train station in Paris.
Ah, so this is a train station we're looking at. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking, in some places it rains cats and dogs. In other places it rains trains.
In some places it rains trains. I was thinking this was a surrealist painting. This looks like a painting by René Magritte. There's a train. I thought it was a painting. It's the real deal. It's the real deal. So I'm going to leave you with this painting to think about during the weekend. But let's find out what's really going on. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tell us.
Here we go. Mr. Juan Jose, can you read the caption for us?
October 22, 1895, train wreck at Montparnasse. The number 56 train from Granville hurtled into the station at a speed of 40 to 60 kilometers an hour.
Right. So In 1895, there was no such thing as a speed limit for trains. Remember, everyone, if you're going to drive your train quickly, you have to slow down before you pull into the station. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to review some of these pictures, I'll give you a link there. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. So you can have a copy on your own. You don't have to take pictures, just open it up. I'm going to get rid of some of the pictures at the end because I'm going to use them in another class. So don't look at the pictures after the train. Very important. Listen, everyone. I'm going to be back in just a minute to play language games. Today's language game is going to be Word Sneak. We're going to take new vocabulary from the week, and you are going to challenge your partner by having a conversation where you have to sneak in a word, and he or she has to give you a word to sneak in, but you have to sound natural doing it. That game will be coming up in 30 seconds, so stick around if you're interested. Bye
Okay,
for now,
bye.
everyone. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, John. Take care.